if you want to get in the best shape of your life and get shredded and then stay shredded, have incredible energy, maximize your productivity, how you show up as a person, and really just change the way that you feel about yourself inside and your confidence, and watch that show up in the real world. Today, we're going to talk about that. This is a picture of me and the transformation that I made from being, insecure, skinny. They called me baby gap, skinny fat, to getting absolutely shredded. I can't remember my exact weight. Got it over here, I believe. So it was about 210, 3.3% body fat. So if you guys don't know who I am, by now my name's Nolan Ulm. I'm a D1 football captain. I've been a captain here at Eastern Washington University for the past 2 years. I've been an all-conference player here at Eastern Washington. I was the first player ever to be awarded the Good Works, to be on the Good Works team, which is presented by All State, and that honors some of the players in the country that made an outstanding community service act and are incredible leaders in their own right. So I'm very honored to have that. I don't say that out of ego or anything like that. I'm just trying to show you guys I know what I'm talking about. I've been there. I've done that. I've been playing football ever since I was 5, so almost 18 years. I'm a certified nutrition coach, certified PT, so everything that under the sun, but more importantly, I've lived it, and that's really what it's about. So I have a video in the past that I made that's unlisted now, but I went over this journey that I had. But I really just want to explain to you guys what it takes to get this shredded, because a lot of people, they get just before maybe this belly fat's gone, or they don't you can't get to this spot, and the issue is not usually the work ethic. You think that cutting calories and doing more cardio is the answer. That's not the answer. The answer is having a system and the right information, and that's where I was lost. And you guys will see here, it was a very up and down journey before I got to this back in 2022. And then these are photos that I took recently. I'm down a little bit lighter because I'm focusing on speed and maximizing my abilities on the football field for this year, my senior year. But as soon as I'm done, I'm going to get back probably to 215, 220 and get yoked like that again, okay? Let's talk about why you might be stuck, okay? Right? Like, you might have these things: fatigue, poor sleep, increased hunger. A lot of the people that I talk to are business owners or people with very packed schedules, right? And so these things show up quite a bit. And here's some of the issues and the things that you can do. I'm going to show you exactly step by step how to get in the best shape of your life, okay? So the key is understanding how we burn calories, okay? So a lot of people think that it's through activity expenditure. So this would be working out, walking, all these things. But guys, look at this, 25%. 25% comes from that. The reality is you need to use your metabolism. So your BMR, that just means your bodily functions, okay? Blood flow, organ functions, sleep, think, breathe, all these things that are subconscious, your metabolism, okay? So we need to learn how to maximize this. And then another little bonus thing is the thermic effect of food. So a lot of you guys are already eating high protein diets. That's a given, I'm assuming. Let's be real though. Those of you that aren't tracking your food, you're not eating even close to enough protein. People think they are, but they're not. You got to track your food. And even if you don't continually track, if you're really looking to get shredded, you're going to need to track very, very diligently. But if you're just looking to get and create a new baseline, tracking one day just to understand where you're at and what you're doing is going to do wonders for you, okay? So very, very simple. Let's talk about the 3 macros, 3 macronutrients, okay? We got protein, carbs, fats, okay? You guys already know this, probably, right? I'll go over it really quickly. The thermic effect of food is how many calories you burn eating that given macronutrient, okay? So protein is going to be the highest. This is why it's super, among other reasons, protein is going to be your golden macro. Carbs and fats both have their own reasons for being and purposes, right? We see long-term energy, hormonal function, quick energy. But that doesn't really matter though. You guys want the actionable takeaways, right? So I just want to show you guys where you probably are, right? Okay. A lot of people that I see, they're in intermediate, okay, right? You understand macros, you've already tried fad diets, on and off motivation, stuck in a plateau, comfortable enough. And when we talk about plateau, you think doing more cardio is going to get you more shredded. But what you're doing when you do that is you're actually like destroying this 60%. This can go up and down depending on what you do, okay? Because our body is an adaptation machine. That's it, okay? Inconsistent, no idea about high-level nutrition, then you're eating processed foods and you don't supplement. Now, beginner, some of you might be here, right? This is, you're overweight, you're skinny fat. This is where I started. Low energy, lost, confused, no idea what to eat. Afraid to invest in yourself. I remember the first time when I was 15 years old, I was tired of not getting any girls, of not feeling confident, of not being good at football and sports. So I mustered up all my money and paid this nutritionist that was from Australia. I got on a call with her. So I had to get over this. I know what it's like to be afraid to invest. Lack motivation, lack confidence, low identity, and then the key is not enough muscle mass. So the more muscle mass you have, you burn more calories at rest as well too. Okay, so this is just understanding, and then where you want to get to, right? Like I'm not speaking to people that want to be average. I'm speaking to people that there's something inside of them. You want to optimize your health. You want to be the best that you can be. You want to look great naked. You want to be confident in your body, right? You want to be consistent and disciplined. For my married men, like you want to have great sex. You want to have the identity of being shredded. You can have all these things. Have a happy spouse and partner that's proud to be with you. Not that they're not because of your body, but you'd be lying to me if your wife wouldn't be happier if you did look more like Rocky Balboa, okay? And you have the identity of a one percenter. A one percenter. And that's someone that really takes their health in their own hands. That's who I'm speaking to. So going through how I got here, okay? The action steps. So like I said, I invested in myself. I had no idea what I was doing. Learning stage. I'm not going to get too much into this. This will probably be we'll do another video. I as you can see here, started to gain some muscle mass, look better. But then it was in and out. I would overtrain. I would get injured. That was my biggest fault. I didn't understand training cycles. I didn't understand how to use macronutrients at a high level. Then I got absolutely shredded again. And then I overtrained. And once again, look at the baseline was still there. Like it's still pretty solid. My body was jacked up. Some of that was also my sport. But eventually right now, you guys can see, this was March of 2022. I got way too heavy for football, so I had to get down. They're going to move me to tight end, for those of you that know football. So I was a receiver, not good. But this is me now, and consistently very, very easy to stay shredded. I understand how to work within my biology, maximize biomarkers, all those sort of things. Most importantly, I understand my metabolism and metabolic priming. Metabolic priming. Okay, I have a coach, all these different things like it came to fruition, and it was because I learned how to use this. So how do we do this, okay? Okay, so here's where I would start. Find the starting calories. First, you got to track. You got to understand where you're at. So when we talk about energy balance, okay, calories in, calories out, when it's all equated, that's all it comes down to, okay? You could say hormones, this, that, all that other stuff is BS, okay? The only thing that really matters is how many calories you're burning and how many calories you're eating. Now, the key is, like I said, your metabolism is really going to determine how many calories that you're burning. So we don't know where you're at. If you've been eating at your maintenance or surplus, like you're fat, you're overweight, then we can go right into a deficit and not worry about that. But if you've been in a deficit, and what I'm saying is you're eating less calories than it would take to stay at the same body weight, then we're going to have to get you back into getting your metabolism going and metabolic priming. Okay, so 1.2 protein per body weight, grams per body weight, 0.3 grams fat per body weight. Really, when you look at the studies, it doesn't really matter. I work with whatever people love to do. And even for myself, like we'll split up the carbs and fats. It doesn't really matter. You can do whatever. But I prefer to do that with fat because most of the fat comes from fat and then the rest with carbs. And then we just, what I would do is raise carbs every week. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll raise 25 grams of carbs almost every week. It depends on a couple different factors. So one of them would be how's our energy levels. Second one would be how's our strength feeling. Third one would be were we hungry and when were we hungry? Fourth one would be, I want to see your pictures of your physique. I want you to take pictures so we can see, okay, are we retaining too much weight? Are we bloating? And then another one would just be the body weight, which is the best thing. And I want to see a weekly average with that. Okay, so we're going to raise this food slowly but surely. And what that's going to do is it's going to raise our metabolism, and we're not actually going to gain weight. You're going to see a lot of people, you actually lose weight as you're eating more food, right? Doesn't make sense, but we're doing it the right way. A lot of people add carbs and they panic because their weight goes up and they cut it all. You're screwing it all up. This is a very methodical process. We've got to do it the right way. It's a system and we've got to be smart with it. Okay, so we'll raise that up. And then when we're at a point where I can see that we're starting to really be at a point where we're gaining too much weight, or when we're starting to retain some water, and given on the individual's timeline and or their goals, that's when we'll start a fat loss phase and or what other people would call a cut. Okay, so then I'll start to cut carbs. We use just carbs as the gas pedal, right? We never change protein. Easy, just cut carbs each week. And same thing, like some weeks I won't add carbs when we're getting into metabolic priming. Some weeks I won't take carbs away when we're going to cut if your energy crashes. So there is an art to it. Everybody's so different. At the end of the day though, the people that I talk to, right, like you don't really care about your weight. I know I'm talking about my weight here. It's different for if you're an elite athlete, but you don't really care. You care about how you look, right? So I'm not really too concerned with that, because when we do the metabolic priming the right way, we're going to cut, and you will lose weight. But at the end of the day, you will look shredded and you'll have a six-pack. You'll feel great about yourself, and everything in your life will improve. The change starts with the physical. That's how it started for me. I really believe in that. So that was as a base metabolic priming. And here's the method. There's so much going on here, but I'll simplify the blueprint, right? You get an evaluation, you get a meal and training program, right? This is how you get to the results. Macros, training sessions, and metabolic priming. And you got to have someone holding you accountable, and then you feel great and change forever. So that's really the method of like how I did this, right? Right here. This is how I did this. So if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below. Go message me on Instagram at Nolan Ulm. I'm going to be dropping more videos like this and sharing all these tips and tricks I've learned from my years playing, and then also just seeing a bunch of other people get in the best shape of their life. I've seen a bunch of other people do this. You can see here. And I need to add, there's dozens more. I've not updated this in a while. I've been super locked in on season. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, message me and just like and subscribe. I'm going to be putting out a ton more videos. Please comment what you guys would want to see more of. I'll cover any and every topic around fitness, energy, health. I'm really, really obsessed with this and helping people optimize their performance. We can get really detailed into it when we're talking about biomarkers, blood testing, gut, microbiome type stuff, whatever will serve you guys to the best in your life. So just let me know, comment below, and make it happen. Out.